What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about how painful this life really is. Like how painful society is, how painful this world is. It's how painful it is, and how unfair it is. Um, because the fact that like we live in a world or reality where like money controls us and like we can't really, we're not really free. It restricts us. So depending on, we are in a situation to where depending on who you're born with, or like if you're born into a very like poor family who's like financially poor, into if you're born into poverty, um or if you're born to a family that are lacking the resources, and yeah, it's gonna be hard for you to navigate through life because this whole world runs on money, and you can't really get out of situations without money. So it's because we live in a world that's very restricted and corrupted because of the money system. Um, and it's the nature of like people ruling over this planet, people ruling over this world. There's a lot of corruption and chaos and confusion and stuff like that. So that creates a lot of trauma within the average person, right? So then, and then once they have kids, pretty much, then that's when they create generational curses, generational trauma because of narcissistic personalities. The reason why people are so narcissistic is because the society in this world we're living in has always been controlled and restricted into the wrong types of people, and how it's orchestrated like by money, it keeps everyone enslaved pretty much. So that alone creates, that forces people to become traumatized because it traumatizes people because of the restriction and because of the enslavement, and that creates a lot of stress, worry, and they're in constant survival mode. So now they're not tapped into their heart chakra, their fucking heart center, and they're not emotionally aware pretty much. So, and then once they have kids in the family, because of the system and the society and how it traumatizes people, now once they have kids and they have a family, they pretty much are creating generational curses and generational trauma. So because we're in this situation, that makes life extremely painful. Because you, there's no true freedom. And also, um people are very, very fucking not aware when it comes to their emotions. A lot of people lack empathy. A lot of people are stuck in their ways because of how the society is set up. So this is why you have a lot of narcissistic people, a lot of people who are emotionally closed off, people who they can't really, people who don't have emotional common sense. That's why you have a lot of dismissive avoidance, narcissistic people because of this society we're in, pretty much. So that tells you a lot about the type of world we're living in. And there's a lot of traumatized people. There's a lot of crimes. There's a lot of poverty, homelessness, and suffering. So me personally, I blame God and I blame the universe because they're allowing shit like this to happen. So the fact that because my questions are like, how come there's so much pain, how come there's so much unfairness, and there's so much corruption going on throughout human history, not just in this timeline, but throughout human history. So that tells you, so in my opinion, people don't have to agree, but in my opinion, I feel like God and the universe, or the creators of this realm, of this reality, they're to a certain extent are responsible for human suffering as well, because all this shit's been ongoing. So that, you know what I'm saying? So that's all I got to say. Have a good one. Peace.